yesterday. I thought it was great. Could you sort of talk a little bit about, obviously a lot of people are going to watch this interview, sometimes they know everything about a movie and you're sort of talking to them as they know a lot. But a lot of people are going to watch this not knowing that much about the movie. And I hate asking the question, but just sort of talk about what the film's about, who you play, a little bit of the background on it, just so we can start with that.
Yeah, it's about, that part of Hollywood that's sort of, I like to call it or as Alex said the other day, the corner of Hollywood and Vine after the lights go out. It's sort of a part of LA that we don't often see, the reverse side of the Hollywood sign, that's all graffitied, and I love that type of film noir, late night in LA mood that it sets. It's about a guy, Casey Monk, who sort of was successful earlier on in his career, then sort of suffered a deep tragedy in his life and sort of turned his back on the movie business. But you can't, when you do that, you also are turning your back on a lot of old friendships, which comes back to haunt him a little bit after the supposed or perhaps real death of a friend. He's sort of dragged back, and his dog is kidnapped. It's sort of like a bit of a caper comedy, but yeah.
Yeah, and he gets the girl in the end. That's when you're kind of going in a caper comedy or a caper like that. I think you said it really well. I mean, I think he said
darker than the caper comedy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tone. There are tonal shifts in the film. It's a great ride, and it's funny because I think he really put his finger on it. It's like there's a kind of a dirty beauty about the film of the underbelly. It's a Hollywood or an LA you don't really see in films, hardly at all. We filmed in kind of like the corners, which are actually incredibly beautiful places. There, you see palm trees growing out of the side of like an old decaying, hotel, or these people who live on the fringes, who kind of live in the broken dreams of Hollywood. And so he has to go through that maze to get what he's looking for, which is in the beginning is some guys grab his dog because he owes 10 grand, and they say, you're not getting the dog back until you give us the 10 grand. But that's sort of the beginning of the pulling him through. And so it's a really fun, romp. Yeah.
I was going to say, but something that I noticed right from the get-go is you have a little, I don't know if it's a nod or an homage, but you have a little bit of a Chinatown thing with the notes. Exactly, because you sort of talk about, that's obviously something that, like a very famous thing in film history. Were you sort of nervous to put that in, or were you sort of like,
you know what, it happened organically. Like I'll say real quickly for me, but I mean, for me what it is that, okay, I think that we're in the field of the detective, the guy who's, Sam Spade kind of guy, starts off with a guy at a desk listening to messages, which is no coincidence. It's, rain's pouring outside, and he's got his dog as his only friend and a bottle of whiskey, and he's listening to, he's counting up coins because he's got to pay a bookie off. So it's very film noir premise, it has some voiceover. That's kind of funny too, but it's got a voiceover, and then so what happens is he gets his ass kicked, and he's and I thought he looked so great with the bandage on his nose. It kind of
give the idea that this guy's broken,
right?
A bit,
And so I don't think we got it from Chinatown. We really didn't, and I'm honored that you see that and people have seen that. But I think it's just more in the realm. I mean, these guys, they're tarnished. They all, and I love the fact he's wearing a suit like those guys. Peter Dinklage looks great in a suit, and it's just he wears it naturally, like Bogart or Nicholson in Chinatown. And so he's kind of in that realm, and so I think the fact that he's kind of beat up and tarnished, I think that's where it comes from. That's where it came from in the Nicholson thing, and now that I look back on it, I guess you could. I'd love it to be an homage, but we weren't conscious. I don't think we ever mentioned Chinatown, did we?
Yeah, because there's such different films, but I didn't really think about it too much.
Oh, I don't mean it in like a negative.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all. Please, Chinatown is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's such a great film.
Nicholson's genius.
But it's the film noir. That's the realm. That's the area. That's the territory this movie stands on. It's a crazy, it's a crazy romp through a film noir world, which is.
I think there's certain, moody traditions you have to sort of abide by when you do sort of a film noir, which I love. Those you sort of have to stick to certain rules about those in that world,
And what I loved about film noir, and what I love about how we worked it, was that it is this kind of moody heaviness to film noir, and a beauty to it too, like a torn up, a tarnished beauty to it, which he spoke about earlier. Our film has, and I think that what I love about film noir is they always swing to get. They always try to do something that they go for broke. There's this guy finds love, or he's broken because some dame broke his heart, and you're always feeling that in the background somewhere, as he's going on his journeys. And with Pete, that's how it is with this film. I mean, it's not a modern film in the sense that we play with our hearts on our sleeves, in this film. Like this guy really does have something deep in him that got messed with, and that's always the subtext. That's always happening through the film. It's like, what's wrong with him? What's happening? Something must have happened to him.
And you have to be on the exact same moment, at the exact same ride as the protagonist as well.
Right.
You can't be one step ahead or one step behind, really.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody's right there, like
Right.
you are with the old Bogart movies. You're discovering things as the character's discovering things. And,
Right.
it's not there's no twist and turn, like, let me get ahead of the protagonist.
Right.
But hopefully that feeds into that film noir,
Something that for me, like you show how your facial expressions in the film. I really think you're a great actor, and something that you do that you just emote so much with, like, maybe a little look. Could you sort of talk about how you were how you two, I guess, worked together? Or were you did you have all that yourself? Could you sort of talk about the how you two worked together to craft the performance?
Well, Alex is always a great barometer for. I mean, it's that stuff where you have to really temper down some stuff. It's so fun to play the crazy guy. Jack is the part that Mark Boone played is obviously the. I mean, that's when we were originally talking about this. I was like, ooh, I like that character, Jack. But because that's the part that actors like to gravitate towards because they're filled with like vim and vigor. But I also, when you start to play these parts, the sort of more subtlety, it's a bit more of a challenge, and it's a bit more, I don't know, you find a certain rhythm to it that I really enjoy, and working with somebody like Alex, who's a great barometer and pulling back and, just pull it back a little bit if you get ahead of yourself. But with this movie, it's not that difficult because you're surrounded by such colorful characters that just are bouncing off of you, that to remain neutral is a bit easier than if everybody is around you is neutral as well,
It's funny because it reminds me of when I made In the Soup. Steve Buscemi used to come up to me and say, I don't get to have any fun in the movie. I don't get to, Will Patton would come in, Seymour Cassell, Carol Kane, all these great people would come in for a day and get to do these great scenes where they freak out and jump and start dancing. And he had to be neutral. And he said, and what was so great about a guy like Pete and Steve is that they can do the bigger stuff. They're theatrically, trained, and they do these. But what's so great about Pete is his face holds what they, say in the old times, like in the film noir, a choker, which is a super close-up. In other words, basically, I love, talking about another guy, is like Cassavetes used to say, the greatest location in the world is a human face. Forget the Grand Canyon, forget the painted desert. I mean, that's all great. Grecian Island, great, but the greatest close-up is Peter Falk's face, and it's really true. The greatest location, and to me, when you're shooting a guy like Pete, if he's connected to where he should be, which is maybe even being confused, or a little uncomfortable in a situation, which he maybe even as a person be going through as he's doing a scene, he'll hold a close-up because he's so expressive, as you said in the beginning. He's got such a great face for that he can hold it. You don't get bored of the close-up. You want to lean in. You want to go like, it's very expressive. It's a great face. So we did have this thing in the beginning where he was so conscious of bringing it down. He was really working on bringing it down. And I would even say, you can even go down further. You can even, and so that's because trusting what can happen when a face is blown up. And one eye is 10 feet by 6 feet on a movie screen. That's hard. That's intense for an actor to know that. It doesn't take a whole lot,
You watch a lot of Alan Arkin films. Alan Arkin's great at it.
Oh, yeah.
You watch he's so neutral and he's one of my favorite actors because he can do that so well.
Yeah.
The craziness happens around him and it's
great, isn't it?
He's wonderful.
Could you sort of talk about, there were a lot of close-ups in the film. How are you, if you go right ahead, how are you as an actor when the camera is that close to you, knowing we're working with a lot of close-ups? How does that affect possibly your performance, or do you notice you play yourself on a close-up? Many actors have told me you have to play it closer and lower because of the close-up, and could you sort of talk about working in that environment, or working with that in close-up?
I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I just work with great directors, and I trust them. I don't look at dailies. I barely watch the movies I do. I just sort of trust them. to watch me. I can't think about how I'm behaving, because that will take me out of the character, take me out of anything. I can't think about where the camera is. I often love, and I've worked on it before, and we did that sometimes on Alex's film. You don't even know the camera's on. You're doing the scene, you shoot rehearsals, there's a loosey-goosey feel to it that I think a lot of people are great. Like, you do rehearsal, and then they go, all right, ready, in action, and they'll tense up and they'll change and, like, put something on to it that wasn't there before that's not necessary. And I didn't know whether he was doing close-ups or wide, and I kind of love that. A lot of actors really want to know what you're doing and how their eyebrows are looking and all that, but I kind of leave it up to him to.
I think
trust. It's all about trust.
It's great to hear that from him, because actually, a funny story. You remember that? What is it? It's Shepard. I think it was. I don't know if it's Motel Chronicles, but it's one of his Sam Shepard's books. Where he was doing one of his films early on when he was kind of more of a playwright, not as much as an actor. And he was on a motorcycle, and there was a camera truck.
Stuff.
And the DP was raising one finger if it was a wide shot, 2 fingers if it was closer, and then 3 fingers for a close-up. And Shepard says, I remember I was riding the motorcycle, and all I could think of was relaxed, tenser, and incredibly tense. And so that I don't think it helps an actor for me to say, hey, this is a close-up. It's like, I'm doing a close-up now. I don't think that really is very helpful to me for them. Sometimes maybe an actor wants to know it. I might say it by accident, but I imagine if I said, hey, by the way, I'm going to be filming the tip of your nose right now. It's like all of a sudden you're thinking the tip of your nose is going to be warm. It's like
certainly the tip of your nose has to act.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I think in a better way, I think you answered your question very well.
You sort of talk about, you guys have a lot of great actors working around you in the film. You sort of talk about, was it tough to get everyone into the film, the casting process, and what it was like on set, working with everyone, playing sometimes small parts or bigger parts?
Yeah, I mean, a film like this, it's an incredible cast. We're all very loyal, not blindly loyal to Alex's work and when we always want to work with him. But because it's such an incredible cast, the difficulty is schedules are very complicated and difficult. So it was very hard to fit everybody in schedule-wise. But we managed to. I mean, sometimes we had to switch schedules around, but, we were more than accommodating, Mm-hmm. We lost a couple actors and were replaced, but sometimes replacement actors are better than the original choices, you know what I mean? So it works out.
I mean, we were all really comfortable with each other. So in this, I don't think it would necessarily be like that with just any set. But we all know each other. Steve and Pete, for instance, have worked on 5 other movies together. We've worked on 2 together with Steve. But they've worked on many films and other projects together outside of the film we did. So when they come in and they work together, it's like they get, like you said, we get right down to work. We get right down to business.
And most everybody on that set had worked together.
Had worked together in some capacity. Right. So we were very comfortable with that. Was Marlon Brando. Did you recognize Marlon Brando?
Yeah.
He's really looking great. Lost a lot of weight.
Oh, he's great.
But he wanted to be in the film, by the way. But not everyone can be in.
But he's no longer living.
He's no longer living. Right. That was a slight bump there.
Yeah.
But it was wonderful to be on the set and to get those actors. It's like we did it together. Like he would, we know a lot of these guys similarly, but sometimes like he knew Richie Coster, for instance. I'd never worked with Richie Coster. He plays the gangster in the movie.
Brilliant actor.
And he called brilliant British actor, and he brought him in, and I'd love to work with Richie again. We've gotten past now. We've broken the ice, and now I'd love to have him be part of a group of the actors I work with. And he stayed up till 2 a.m. trying to get actors to be in the film, and I would rack my brain, and so he pretty much helped me cast 50.
A good friend of mine's cousin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right.
His girlfriend's cousin.
His girlfriend's cousin.
Could you talk a little bit about, obviously I want to ask you about, we're at Slamdance/Sundance, and could you sort of talk about what your vibe is coming to the festival like this, or festivals?
Right.
Do you enjoy coming here?
I could become a bit of a turtle. I get a little spooked by Main Street. It's a little scary, but anything, if you believe in the film you've done, it's a great sort of launching pad to try and get people interested in your film. So I know it's part of the business. It's a little scary out there.
I mean, it's, what it's like. It's a little like back in the days when you have to wait in a nightclub, to get in a nightclub with a doorman. It's a little like Main Street's kind of like that. That's something I don't do. I mean, like I'm too old. I don't want to hang out in some line to go get a free drink. It doesn't work for me. So that's a lot of what goes on here. But I think that the actual film thing in Slamdance, for instance, I think is great. I think that the kids coming and how excited they are, and they're showing their film, and they're coming out into the world like we were, you know.
Yeah, we're old guys. We're going to be
we've been there in that
no matter
way.
what about the old days. So.
Yeah.
But the kids, the kids today that are making films that are here are going to be nostalgic 10 years from now, you know.
Yeah.
But as long as it's about the films, it's a great place.
Yeah.
I'm definitely running out of time with you, and I want to ask both of you. Could you sort of talk about other things you might be working on, writing, you know, maybe working together again and something in the future? What else is shaping up in both?
Anything he writes, I'll do. I'm doing a HBO show at the moment. I just finished the first season, a new show called Game of Thrones. That'll be on in April, and that's sort of part of my life now. And
I actually, I fucked that one up. I know all about that show.
Yeah.
Completely lack of sleep.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting for him to write another great script for me to hopefully be in.
You know, and I would, same goes with me with Peter. I could almost see him playing any role. I'd like to actually have him play a woman in the next film if it's at all possible.
Yeah.
You know, a very, 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 very,
That's funny
very
because
attractive woman.
I've been in contact with some doctors.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have to do that.
Oh, really?
I think you just as the
I
way
will,
you are, as long
if you
as
want
I'm
me to.
playing your romantic opposite.
Okay.
But you know, we're going to work together again for sure. And I'm always writing, just constantly writing. So when if I'm not making films, I'm making them in my head, and that's what writing really is. So I love to write, and I love to work with all these actors. So hopefully we all keep working together.
I got to do a follow-up real quick on Game. It's a show that I'm actually really looking forward to, and I apologize for spacing on it. But could you sort of talk a little bit about the fact that there's a lot of, have you noticed the online buzz for that show? A lot of people are talking about that and very excited. So have you sort of noticed, or?
Yeah, I can't help but notice. Yeah, you know, it's all coming. We'll see what happens.
Have you seen a lot of the episodes?
No, I don't see anything.
Okay, well, I'll leave you be there.
Already.
Well, but hold on. Can I just tell you something? He does die, and can I give that away in the first episode?
First 5 minutes.
First 5 minutes. So like he's in the credit sequence, and then he falls off a cliff.
No, not even the credit sequence.
You're not even
way before the credits.
They cut you out, actually, didn't they?
I'm not in the
Yeah.
show. Take care, man.